Good afternoon, Pancham people. This is Powerhouse Pancham, and today, guys, I'm bringing you an episode on how to create a core in VGC. So, for you guys who are very new to VGC or are not too sure what a core is, basically, I'm going to be describing to you what it is and also give you examples for you guys to use at home. I would love you guys to use these and let me know how they go. So, let's get straight into the video. What is a core? A core usually consists of around 3 Pokemon. This can actually be between 2 and 4. It's completely up to you guys. One Pokemon isn't a core. If you want to use Mega Venusaur, that's great, but don't say that's your core because it's not a core. It has to have at least 2 Pokemon that really help each other really well. And these Pokemon usually cover each other's weaknesses, like I said before, and allow other Pokemon to be introduced into the team. So you have a minor fire weakness or like even a big fire weakness. This means that it allows you to introduce a Pokemon such as Suicune. It's a really good Pokemon and is really developing fast in VGC 15. It also makes the team have good synergy and will prevent the team from having common weaknesses against popular typings. Examples are fire, water, ice, ground and rock. If you notice, I put water, fire, ice and rock purposely for rain teams and weather conditions. It will usually have support and sweeping Pokemon. So there's no point in having a core of 4 Pokemon that are all sweeping, because this really makes it hard for you to put any supporters in. But also, if you have 4 supporter Pokemon, you're not going to do very well in a VGC battle. Unless you have Trick Room or something up your sleeve, you're going to be really slow and take lots of damage before you even dish a little bit out because you're supporting Pokemon. And most VGC players will have a preferred core they like to use. For example, Sejun Park is the 2014 World Championships winner in the Master Division. He used a combo of Pachirisu and also Gyarados. Basically, Gyarados has a 4 times weakness to Electric, however Pachirisu gets the access to Follow Me that redirects attacks into it, and also gets Volt Absorb that actually regains HP when it's hit with an electric attack. So what you do, if his opponent was with a Manectric, for example, it's about to go for a Thunderbolt, Pachirisu can use Follow Me, take that electric attack into it, and then it allows its Gyarados to get a +1 in speed and attack using Dragon Dance. This is how he won a lot of his games, and if you actually look in the finals, he actually does it at one point. An example, this isn't my example, I will be giving you guys more examples throughout the video, but Aaron Zhang, also known as Cybertron VGC and Cybertron Productions, which is his YouTube channel, has been using a frequent core throughout his teams. They work really well and only leave 1 or 2 weaknesses that can be easily fixed. These are in fact Bishop, Gengar and Terrakion. Basically, after looking at his team, he only had 1 weakness to fighting because he had a small weakness to fighting. He had Terrakion and Bishop are both really weak, however Gengar has an immunity to it, and he also had a slight water weakness due to the rock typing of Terrakion. This can be easily fixed with something like Suicune, as I was saying before. Also, this is actually what it was. Basically, if you can see here, if you look at the fighting column, the fighting row, sorry, if you look on the far left, the second one down, fighting, yeah, he has 1 immunity and he has a 2 times weakness and a 4 times weakness. This again can be easily fixed with something that actually is resistant to fighting, Sylveon for example, and also he has a water typing disadvantage, and there's so many Pokemon that resist water. This includes Amoonguss, Mega Venusaur, Suicune, and like just Pokemon in general. If we have a look again, we can actually see tips on making a core in my perspective. And basically, guys, try and use Pokemon that do not have an unbalanced amount of weaknesses or to resistances. If you can, try using Pokemon that has more resistances than weaknesses. An example of this would be Amoonguss, Caesar, because Caesar is really nice because it has a lot of resistances, especially to grass, 4 times weakness resistance to grass. But although it has a 4 times weakness to fire, this can be easily fixed. And yeah, I just really like Caesar in general. A bad example would be Abomasnow, because Abomasnow is such a bad typing in my opinion. Yeah, it does get access to Hail, however it's just genuinely bad in terms of making it into a core, because it has a weakness to Fire, Steel, just all those sort of typings, and yeah, it doesn't have enough resistances to make it really core viable. Try using a mix of durable and big damage Pokemon. So for example, if you have a core 3, I usually recommend 2 sweepers and 1 core. However, if you want really 2 cool supporters in your team, put them in as long as you have a sweeper that sort of helps them out a little bit, and then all the rest of your Pokemon could be sweepers and a bit bulky. Also, don't be afraid to use different and non-meta Pokemon. For example, Weezing and Drapion are really good. because Weezing is immune to ground and also has a psychic weakness. However, Drapion is actually weak to ground but has a psychic immunity, so those two work really well together. And here I'm actually going to be giving you some more examples. So for example here, we have Heatran, Hydreigon and Gengar. These Pokemon, when I put them together, actually had no weaknesses at all. Sorry, I just knocked the mic there. And they would work really well. Yeah, you could say they're all sweepers, but Gengar usually nowadays is a support Pokemon, usually consisting of the moveset of something like Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Sludge Bomb and Icy Wind. I prefer to put Shadow Ball over Icy Wind, but it's up to you guys. Next we also have Rotom Wash, Amoonguss and Heatran. Obviously Rotom Wash and Amoonguss can both be our supporting Pokemon. However, you can actually make Rotom Wash into a sweeping Pokemon with Choice Specs or Choice Scarf. It's up to you. And if you look, Rotom only has one weakness, and that is Grass. And if you have a look, Amoonguss and Heatran both resist that 4 times, which is absolutely incredible. And on to the last Pokemon. I've actually chosen 4 here, and if you look at a Mega Venusaur sprite here, guys, sorry it's not moving, I couldn't actually find a moving Venusaur sprite, but we do have Landorus, Suicune, Venusaur and Bishop, and these guys all worked really well. At first I put Landorus, Suicune and Venusaur together, however they just weren't working. I had a weakness to Grass and also Psychic, so basically I just had to put Bishop in there. So yeah, that's my video guys, so thanks for watching. Feel free to leave me a rating and comment too, I would love that guys, and I really do hope to see you in the next video, but for now Pancham people, goodbye.